Day in and day out, we are searching. We are searching for something to help us make the most of our time here. Whether it's a lifelong escape, or simply a daily reward. We are constantly searching for something to sustain the momentum that we must carry with us through the highest and lowest tides of our lives. Some find it here on land. Some find it within themselves. Some even find it in another dimension. But for us, well, we find ourselves returning to the ocean day after day, year after year, voluntarily trapped in this perpetual search for something to give deeper meaning to our existence here on this planet. This is the story of how we found it. This is the story of those driven to live by the power of the sea.
There's nowhere really on land that can compare to that, to what you're feeling and what you're seeing out in the water. My relationship with the ocean is probably much like a lot of others, is just a divine respect and love for something far greater than ourselves.
I'd say the ocean gives me a free place to go every day to de-stress if I have stress in my day, or just to, have entertainment in my day.
It's kind of something I rely on to push all the problems on land away from myself.
It's a refresher, and I'm not really going to ever have a bad time going to the beach or being in that environment.
It's so big, and you're reminded of that every time you see it. You're small compared to everything else, and the world's not centered around you.
With a wave, it's as if you're taking something so powerful and working with it in such a way to express yourself and create art.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing somewhere.
When you're in the water, there's really not much of a responsibility except to have fun.
You can look at everything on land and know that that's going to be there when I return, but for right now I'm here. I'm with my breath. Sometimes I'm with my friends. I'm with the ocean, and that's all that really matters.
I can escape in surfing, and you can kind of reach for like a truer expression of maybe how you want to approach something.
The contact I have with the ocean is like a metaphor for life. You never really know what the current is doing fully until you submerge yourself in something that's completely like the unknown. You can't see what's going on underneath. You go because you know you love it.
The ocean is such a big, giant place that has endless things to offer. To be able to put that into terms with how you live your ordinary life is pretty powerful.
The ocean is my sanctuary. This is like this special place I try to get to as often as I can. The water is both a healing place and a way to come up with brand new adventures every time. I've never had 2 dives that were quite the same.
And I'm trying to gauge the feeling of coming up from a really strong, good dive. It's just a feeling of personal growth that I haven't felt in many other ways. It's just a lot easier for me to be present.
You tell your friends about these stories, but unless you were there and actually experienced it, it's hard to really kind of grasp what that feeling is.
It's not comparable really to anything else.
This euphoria that we feel, this sense of being suspended and weightless. It's like the slate's wiped clean. I'm good to go. I'm renewed and I'm whole again.
It's to get away from all the monotony of daily life and to just kind of immerse myself in something that's way bigger than any single dive or any breath hold that you're ever gonna have. Just being in the ocean is bigger than all of that.
Work, school, responsibility, money,
Stress,
phone,
ignorance,
internet, computers,
bigotry,
traffic,
cell phone noise, chatter,
anxiety. We may be getting into these comfortable rhythms and whatnot on land, and the second you jump into the ocean, you mentally can't think of anything else besides what's happening right in front of you and how you can work with it to just best express yourself and have a wonderful time.
What draws me back to the ocean again and again? It's a sense of separation from the world as we know it. Traffic, cell phone noise, chatter, it all disappears, replaced by the clicking of ghost shrimp, the sound of the crashing waves, feeling of weightless suspension, and another story unfolds. Leaving this terrestrial world and embarking upon an unpredictable adventure again and again, following the deepest, most primal instincts, which haunt me.
The way that people are consuming now is more unsustainable than we've ever seen before. If we want to continue to eat seafood and use ocean products, is just making sure that the seafood that we're buying is either sustainably grown or sustainably caught.
I consider spearfishing to be one of the most sustainable, ecologically friendly ways of harvesting the ocean.
The ocean is growing everything that you need. You don't need to put fertilizers into it. You don't need to put extra water in the ocean to grow your fish.
A spearfisherman will pass up hundreds, even thousands of fish just to go after that one prize fish. If that was a commercial boat, obviously they would be trying to get all of the fish that they can bring to market.
You're not getting all that bycatch that you would get with the big fishing boats.
From the moment we get in the water, there's going to be a lot of fish that we don't even point the gun at. So you might go hours and hours and hours before you pull the trigger on one fish.
do it in a respectful manner that allows the future generations to enjoy what you're enjoying right now. It really is an amazing thing to actually go out, collect, your dinner, and come back and enjoy it with friends and family. The population's not going down anytime soon, so you have this constant battle with how do you allow so much production of product for these people and minimize the impact that creates.
I see it on a daily basis with the way people treat our shores, the trash that washes up on the beaches, that's out in the water.
A lot of pollution and just a lot of trash and debris floating around in the ocean. I've found carcasses of dead birds that are filled with plastic. Their stomachs are exploded because they cannot digest the plastic, and you watch like ecosystems struggling to survive because humans are just completely disregarded what we're doing to the planet.
The ocean is where we came from. It's where life came from itself. So damaging the ocean is just it's like smacking the hand that feeds you, kind of. So yeah,
I think it just starts mostly with taking notice of things, just slowing down and paying attention to your environment and what's around you.
I think the biggest thing is caring, and you can't really care about something unless you're involved with it.
Spend lots of time on the beach, tide pooling, get young kids out there so that if they have a strong sense of what the ocean is and the benefits of it, they're going to be more likely to want to stand behind ways of protecting it.
Live your daily life respectful, and when I say that, it's no flicking your cigarette butt out the window, or throwing your water bottle off to the side and thinking someone else is going to pick it up and someone else is going to deal with it. Ultimately that type of mentality, if it's magnified, it has a dramatic effect.
We have to definitely reduce our rates of consumption across the entire board. Consumption of food, consumption of commodities.
Thinking about like what businesses are doing, and thinking about just ourselves, like are we reusing things and all that kind of ideology.
There's certain things you can do, like obviously like picking up anything you see at the beach, or helping out with organizations like Surfrider.
There's a saying that says, everything goes, washes to the ocean, and I think that's pretty accurate.
One fundamental thing that people can do, especially the new generation and the generations that are already here, is when you leave that beach, look around and leave it cleaner than you found it. And that goes for everywhere you go in life, in this natural environment. If you see something, whether it's yours or not, pick it up. If you see something that maybe is not right, do something about it, Don't just be a bystander.
As humans, we must remember, whether you find yourself repeatedly immersed in its vastness, or admiring its beauty from afar, we must respect the origin of life itself. Because when it comes down to it, we are all of this sea.